different things together and to learn that it really does work just fine. They all wash really well together because I did actually wash that quilt again after it was done because we have some raw edge applique in this quilt. And I thought we should just, what did you say, embrace the fray?
Embrace the
Right?
fray.
So after it was quilted, I washed it again just to let those, fibers kind of come out on the edges of the pieces. So it was a lot of fun. And I was kind of teasing and saying I initially got this guy for a notebook cover that I did last season, but when it came, it was just way too yummy to use a simple notebook cover. I had to make those out of it, so that's on there. Okay, so it's actually a very, very simple block. There's only really one piece. So you're going to cut a 6.5-inch strip out of your fabrics, and then we're going to start cutting wedges. And I did stack quite a few up at once and cut them. Yes, I could make another quilt, I think. It's a 6.5-inch strip. So then I'm using this wedge ruler, but I wanted to have that open space at the bottom of the wedges. So we're just kind of ignoring the bottom portion of this. Their plates don't come together at the bottom; they stay.
These are 15-degree triangles.
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah. Throwing the math back down there, yeah. So we can just slide that away, and this is where you could, of course, use your rotating mat or your little string set. And we'll just line up this edge. And if you want to try and be as precise as possible, you can all. This is where for Snickety particular quilter, you could make yourself an absolute monster, right? So what I did, and this is what I often do if I'm trying to do something scrappy and not be too controlling about it, is I will just take all of my different prints and stack them into piles, like piles. And I'll just do a few here, but so there's a different blue.